Hi, my name is Perme Peterson, and I'm with Perme Peterson Associates. We believe that building a culture inside creates public trust outside, and that's why we're bringing you these public safety culture tips to help you and your organization be the best you can be for your department and the public. So today's topic is around self-actualization, and in a moment I'll get into what that means. But first I want to take a moment to say thank you to Synergistics, the company that created the culture models that we use to help assess culture within organizations. Today's topic is based on one of the cultural styles that they have found through their extensive research. So let's get into it. Self-actualization, what is it? Self-actualization is the height of satisfaction. And remember, when we talk culture, this is around expectations within an organization. So in this case, the expectation is that you bring your whole self to work, all of your ideas, as well as your body to be able to do the work. The expectation is that you are continually growing, meaning that you're taking training, you're learning new things, you're applying them, you're shifting your methods in order to bring creativity to the organization and innovation. This also had to do with quality. Now, quality over quantity and quality of ideas, integrity with that. Now, in a public safety organization, what does self-actualization look like? Well, you're going to start to hear conversation around new ideas. How can we do that differently? Or ideas, anyone? And I'm going to emphasize the anyone here. It's not just limited to the leadership. It's anyone within the organization being able to bring ideas to the table. Second thing you might hear is around enjoying my job. I find enjoyment in my job because, or this was the best part of my day because, and it's really being encouraged to enjoy it and not rush through it. Or let's think about it this way, not focusing on the negative. The last thing here is, how can we drive a valuable service? This is around that quality piece. Really finding out how we can deliver quality services to citizens, or possibly the people within our correctional institution. And this isn't about the mission statement. This is about true quality services. So what might this kind of culture feel like within a public safety organization? People are going to feel valued. The organization is investing time, resources, money, energy on their growth and development. The second thing is that it's empowering. I'm empowered to bring my new ideas and to try different ways of doing business, which is also energizing. I can put myself in this. I can be invested in my work because I'm not just being told what to do. I'm actually being encouraged to bring my new ideas in and try them out. Action. Action is a key part of this. Being able to take action on different things and try them out. And finally, this type of organization can feel very trusting. Let's face it, creativity, new ideas, innovation, it can all be a little bit risky. And we don't know how it's going to turn out at the end of the day when we do something new. The important part about this is that we're laying the foundation with boundaries and expectations on when people try new things and how they go about doing that. And in doing so, we're trusting people to try new things. And when I'm trusted to do something new, I return that trust in kind. I want to share a story with you around how I personally felt the expectations around self-actualization when I was a police officer in northern Minnesota. Now, at the time, my department decided to restart our mounted patrol unit. And the four of us which were picked for the job had a large task ahead of us. We not only needed to find the horses, but the stable, the training, the care. We had a lot of things to do before we could even get out on the street. And what was wonderful about this was the way that our lieutenant worked with us and treated us in the process. Now, what he did, which was really key, came down to four things. The first one is that he laid the expectations of what he needed us to do. And we knew that if we needed any clarification, we could go to him for that. He also gave us the boundaries that we needed to work with. We were working with budgets. He laid those boundaries for us, and that allowed us to make some decisions without always having to check in with him every 10 minutes. The third thing is that he trusted us. He trusted us that we were doing our homework in the decisions that we were making. And when he did have a question about any decisions that we had made, he knew that we had the information to show him that he could make the decision or ask us to go back and do some more research. And the last thing, this was by far the biggest piece, is that he was open to sharing the power and being open to influence in this process. This is part of creativity and innovation, is that you have to be open to the ideas of others and open to their influence. And you have to share that decision-making power with setting appropriate boundaries and expectations, of course. But you have to be open to that. And that's what he did. Now, how did that make me feel as an employee throughout this entire process? I was empowered, energized, engaged. I felt valued. And I felt like I was really invested in the process because I had poured my own energy into it. Here are 3 tips for starting to put these things into play in your organization. And the first one, I'm looking at you leaders. Start somewhere. And it has to start with you. Start with your peer group. Or if you're at the top of the organization, look at the direct reports just below you and start there. Your trusted group. How can you allow the time and space for creativity and make it an expectation that creativity, innovation, whatever you would like to call it, is an underlying current in decision making? Test it out, learn some lessons, and then start to push it down in the organization. Let people start to be creative within the boundaries and limitations that you've set and see where it goes. You're going to be surprised at what you get back. So the second one is around mistakes. And I'm talking to everybody here. You, as well as your peer group, have to stop and accept that we make mistakes. If you're a leader, you have to stop and accept that your direct reports are going to make mistakes. And it's all of our jobs to help each other accept that we made a mistake, learn from the mistake, and move on. The learning in the middle is the key part, right? This is part of development, learning from the mistake and then letting go and moving on, instead of finding the low morale loop, you know what I'm talking about, where we get fixated on a mistake and we just keep at it continually. Let's start by creating a new narrative and saying, this is how we learn, push that part out, the learning, and then move on. Now, the last one is around training and growth. And this might sound a little bit different, but I dare you to try it. Go take some training outside of your industry, something that maybe has nothing to do with your job. You're going to be amazed at what you find that you can apply to your current job. If you do the same old, you should expect the same old. Have you ever heard of process improvement? Or have you looked into what the other city departments within your city are training on? Go try something new. Go try something different. The worst that happens is you walk away saying, I learned something today. I can't apply it to my job, but at least I learned. And the best thing that happens, we don't even know. Increase your potential. Go try new things. So with that, I want to say thank you for your time and attention today. If you have any questions, or if you'd like this information in slide form, or if you'd like help putting this into play in your organization, please contact us. I'm going to put our contact information in the comments for this video. Stay tuned. At the end of this month, I'm going to be bringing on a special guest to talk about how they brought these types of learnings into their organization and what they got out of it. Thank you for your time today. Take care, be safe, be well.